Maybe your girlfriend's just broke up with you, or maybe you haven't had a girlfriend yet. Maybe your mission right now is to finally get a girlfriend. You know, the only video games that I play right now, only video game, not even plural, is FIFA. And it's not even called FIFA anymore. It's called like FC 24 or something like that. And I think the reason why I never feel any guilt or shame playing it is I can play a game of football or 2 games of football and just be done with it. I think the most dangerous games that you can play are the games that play into the hero's journey, because they confuse you, and they don't even confuse you. They buy into this innate archetypal energy in us for conquering our lives, for expanding all the skills on the skill tree. That's a little reference to some of these games. And confuse you into thinking that you're actually making progress in your life, where the reality is that you're actually falling. If you're standing still, you're going backwards. You might as well be going backwards. And I don't know what it is more recently, but I found myself even shifting away from playing these kinds of game. I mean, I'm overwhelmed by this dullness, this kind of apathy, this kind of lethargy that just doesn't sit well with me. I can't even sit down and enjoy it because I feel like it's a cheap version of physical reality. It's like they're giving you something which is diluted from the actual game of life. And I think, you know, I was reading a Reddit forum. I don't have a Reddit video for you today, but I was just reading something where it was like a 30-year-old guy, a 31-year-old, 32-year-old, and he was, I think it was Off My Chest, the Reddit forum, which is where people kind of disclose their neurosis or very scandalous things that have happened in their life. And basically he was saying, I'm 32 years old, I'm very, very depressed. Even video games have lost their fun. I can't even pick up a video game and I don't feel that kind of childlike whimsy of playing it anymore. I used to remember getting excited buying, you know, Halo 3, getting home and playing with the boys online. But now after work, I can't even be motivated to pick up my PlayStation console and play a game on there. What is happening to me, you know? And I believe it's your body telling you, what are you doing? You're playing something that is a cheap version of this game of life, because it is a game, it is the illusion, it is the matrix. Look, we know that the universe is a hologram. And, you know, it's with that kind of knowledge that we can be free to play the game of life and really go all in and take risks and even be irresponsible at sometimes to try and fill out those aspects of the skill tree. But so many men are just caught in the cycle of juvenile child psychology, whereby they're still believing they can fulfill this innate fire, this archetypal fire of slaying the dragon and rescuing the princess in the form of a video game, in the form of a computer game. And it just breaks your heart. I mean, you live in a world of, I don't think the reasons are that simple. I believe there's an obvious one, meaning that we live in a world of unlimited games, unlimited movies, unlimited TV shows and adult material, and everybody's more miserable than ever before. You actually need some kind of adversary. You need something to kind of knock you and shake you out of apathy to go, hey, your life is pretty bad right now, or not even that, because your lives aren't bad. Your lives are comfortable. I mean, if you're watching this video right now, you're ahead of a lot of people in the world right now, and it's a very contentious time in the world right now, especially around the Middle East. Like that's adversary. You know, that's danger. That's risk. That's where, you know, you might not know if you're going to wake up in the morning or if your family are going to wake up in the morning. And although that's dark stuff to hear about, it really puts things into perspective comparatively to this 32-year-old man coming back home from work and not feeling that sense of whimsy that he did when he was a kid, when he's playing Halo 3. Like it, you know, when you compare those two things, the context really becomes laughable. Fundamentally, video games are rooted in a kind of escapism, to escape the depression, the apathy, the anxiety, the stress in the modern world, in your modern life. And I suppose a direct love note or a direct letter, video message to that 32-year-old playing Halo 3 and not having that sense of whimsy anymore is, you've gotten far too comfortable, my friend. You're in the matrix, but you've further removed yourself in the form of another matrix. You need to unplug yourself from the first one and actually start playing around with the variables in this particular system. Sometimes the best advice is you need to play life a little bit more dangerously. You can't be satisfied with comfort because you're not built for it. There's interesting narrative and idea around utopia, meaning if tomorrow everything was sunshine and rainbows and me and you were eating ice cream on a beach all day, every day, we'd get bored of it so quickly and we'd just tear the whole thing down because we're not built for contentment. We're not built for comfort. It's not commensurate with the karma, the dharma of this particular incarnation. Like you're meant to get ripped off by your business partner and lose a lot of money, and then that be the motivation for you creating another business and making all that money back. You were supposed to get divorced by your wife so you could find your real partner. Maybe your wife was your childhood sweetheart and you never thought you could get another woman as good as her, and you're really afraid of being alone in the dating market. And part of your adversary, your karma, is her cheating on you and you actually getting developing the skill set in the video game to actually find a woman who is more commensurate with your morals and values in this life. It's all the lens that you view things on. And I'm sick and tired of this kind of Western neurosis whereby everybody's got access to, you can press a button on your phone and you can have food delivered to you in half an hour, but you're all still miserable. If you're all still miserable, you need to go out and do something dangerous. You need to go out and get hurt. And while that might seem irresponsible advice, I promise you in the long term, it's going to do you a lot of benefit. Like, play the game. Like, a video game isn't comfortable, right? It's you getting killed, well, I'm not advocating everybody gets killed, but you understand the lens and the context and the premise that I'm trying to pitch to you here, right? It's adversary. You go out and you go and exercise because it's difficult. It's not fun I find it fun to squat, but it's, in the moment, it's painful to squat 150 kilograms on your back and you feel like the bar is going to break your spine, and you're pushing up and you feel like your fucking eyeballs are going to burst out of your skull. Like, it's difficult, it's hard, but the feeling you get after you rack the barbell, that relief is unparalleled. Like, that calm after you've had a brutal workout in the gym for an hour and a half, the rest of the day is easy. Like, it's so easy. And that's playing into the adversary and the challenge and the obstacles of the video game. Create your own obstacles in life. Maybe that's a more responsible way for me to pitch this particular video, is that you need to create your own obstacles. You need to create your own levels. You need to create your own missions. Maybe your mission right now is moving out your parents' house. Like, if you're watching this video now and you're saying, Jesus, I'm such a loser, I'm still living with mom and dad. Maybe that's your mission. Maybe that's your objective. Your objective is fly the nest, get out of the nest, get out of the cave, get out of the comfort of your mother and father's roof. Maybe you have a car. Maybe go and drive somewhere this weekend where you're not going to have the comfort of your mother cooking you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Maybe that's what you need to do. And then you're going to find and develop the skills that you need to take with you in order to move yourself out of the house for a week, 2 weeks, a month. And then before you know it, you're living by yourself, by your own means. Maybe your boss sucks at work. Maybe your mission right now is you standing up to your boss and asking and going to an appraisal and asking for a raise. Maybe the level that you are on right now is salary negotiation, positioning, social skills, how to barter and bargain and position. All these skills, these are life skills. Maybe your girlfriend's just broke up with you, or maybe you haven't had a girlfriend yet. Maybe your mission right now is to finally get a girlfriend. Maybe it's to stop. Maybe your mission in life is to stop relying on the ease of online dating and actually go out and approach the woman that you've been ogling at in the gym. Maybe that's your mission. Maybe your mission right now is to start a business. Maybe your mission right now is you're a little bit out of shape and you need to start going to the gym and losing weight. So, like, guys, you've got so much. I think the paradox is the paradox of choice, meaning there are so many different directions you can go in, and it can actually kind of cripple you and paralyze you into, I don't know where to go next, Joseph. My best advice is just write down, get a piece of paper, go analog style. Look at me going all analog every single day. Write a list of 10 things that could be your mission today. and then have a look at it today. Have a look at it before you finish the day. Sleep on it, review it in the morning, and go, okay, if I can only have, let's say, top 3 out of that 10, what will it be? Tick it off, and then choose 1 out of that 3 to focus on. And then just take all your energy and attention into reverse engineering that outcome. I'm a master at reverse engineering. Put the measurable outcomes that you want. Maybe it's, let's take the last one, right? Finally getting a girlfriend. Maybe we can divide that into a subset of like, little missions within the mission. Maybe it's you're going to go on a date by the end of the month. Okay, how do you get on a date by the end of the month? Well, I need to think about my outreach strategies. I need to get some leads for my dating. Maybe I can devise some time where I'm outreaching to girls on Instagram, or cold approach, or maybe you can ask your friends if they know anybody. You get creative when you actually are clear on your objectives and you treat them like a mission. Like you treat the video games, right? Just thinking about the stuff, like one of my favorite games when I was like 12 was Oblivion, RPG game, right? And you have missions and bonus missions in that, and you have different stats. And I remember one was like you're a gladiator in a coliseum or something like that, and you have to get good stats in certain weapons, and you're trying to get your sword skill up to the max, and you're training outside of the gladiator coliseum to get your skills up to actually deal with the more difficult foes in the gladiator arena, right? So really terrible example probably, but you understand, hopefully the vernacular I'm using, the analogies I'm using. Treat life as a game. This game is far more compelling than any virtual one. These are not theories, they're facts. Speak soon. Play the game.